Welcome to Knockhill Racing Circuit for Superlap Scotland Round 2, powered by Rockstar Energy. And you might notice something a little bit different. Yes, today it's reverse direction.
Sorry I kept you waiting forever and a day, but now we're out here together with nothing.
Paul Rankin, winner of round number 1 for SLS. Having said that, it wasn't without its troubles. Can you give us a little update or a brief look back at what happened?
Aye, just as we went to pick off, one of the exhausts slipped off, and they weren't going to let us run, and then they decided they'd let us run. We slipped it back on and away we went.
There was a lot of people running down pit lane with bits and bobs for the car.
Aye, I've seen a few folk running about with jacks, even Rennie, who Scrutineers was about. I think Rory had done his wee bit too, but aye, we got it back on its 4 wheels and done what we needed today at the end of the day.
How's today going for you? Because, you know, it's reverse direction. It's a little bit slippery out there, you were saying earlier on.
I didn't mind reverse direction, it's actually quite good. It is quite slidey out there, loads of wheel spins. My car doesn't usually wheel spin at all, but out the hairpin and out the coming up the Duffus, it's just lighting up, so don't know, we'll wait and see what the weather does.
Taking over your body.
David Rybowski was the winner of Class D at round number 1, and we see you back looking pretty happy with how things are going so far round 2.
Yeah, round 1 really good, first time out in Motorsport, bit of a surprise to be fair to win it, but really happy with it. A couple of adjustments for this round, but reverse direction, not too comfortable with it, but we'll see how we get on, so I'm more looking forward to tomorrow. But yeah, it's good fun out there, a little bit slippy, 4-wheel drive, have a bit of play, so yeah, we'll see where we're at the end of the day.
We're now catching up with Steve Turner of Turner Autosports, who is here as a supporter of SLS, powered by Rockstar Energy Drink, and a supporter and also a man who's got a great business behind him.
Yeah, we started the business in 2012. Saw a gap in the market for racewear suppliers in Scotland. Really, there was nowhere for people to go and try on suits and helmets and even seats. So it's worked out tremendously for us. We got involved with SLS this year because we're looking at a different type of market here. It's not so much the circuit racing or rallying. It's more akin to a time attack type event. So it's a different type of market, and again what we're trying to do is support motorsport all over Scotland. It's not just the one discipline, it's karting, as I said, it's racing and rallying and these kind of events as well. So that's what I aim. It's not just about selling stuff, it's about supporting the sport in Scotland as well.
This is turn 5 at Knockhill Racing Circuit. It's the Arnold Clark chicane. A left-right crest over a hill, very tricky technical corner which the drivers approach at speed. However, today, they'll be approaching it in this direction, coming downhill from Clark's, carrying a lot more speed. So let's now go and take a look at SLS Qualifying on the Saturday, and as you can see, lovely track conditions, a few damp patches around about the circuit, but ultimately drivers happy with how the circuit was. Matt Collins here in his Porsche came in, he gave us quite a bit of action throughout the course of the weekend. Ultimately, qualifying would have a big bearing on how the runoff went, and guys trying to get the fastest qualifying laps in. David Rybowski was somebody who was very, very fast in qualifying, as was Marten Bonner there in his Abarth 500. Martin's been making progress throughout the course of the year. Lots of cars on track, but as we watch David Rybowski come into the hairpin in his very fast Subaru, David, a man who's brand new to SLS this year, as he said in his driver interview, and somebody who's starting to make more and more progress and finding speed as he goes along. Fiona Kindness, great to see her back, and Paul Rankin, again, as ever, very, very fast. So we're now catching up with the SGK Championship in Paddock 2, Scottish Gymkhana at Knockhill, and James Stevens, he's the man in charge of the coordinator, he gives us a bit of a run through about what it's all about. We're now in Paddock 2 and we catch up with the SGK Series Co-ordinator, Scottish Gymkhana for Knockhill. James Stevens, it's great to see you guys here. The Gymkhana, can you give us a little heads up and run through what it is?
Gymkhana is essentially run under the same rules as Auto Test Auto Solo, which has been popular in the UK for quite a few years. I don't know if you can see in the track behind me, the difference being it's a little bit more specced up, a little bit more spoke, and dare I say a little bit more sexy.
Sexy, good word to use. How different is a car for Gymkhana to a basic Strathdee car?
Not too much difference, in all honesty. The rear-wheel drive class is more suited to the drift cars that we see performing at the lunch break during the SLS. But as the four-wheel drive car stand, the orange car that's on behind me just now is actually just a normal track day car with a hydraulic handbrake fitted.
Adam Elder is here for the SGK and you're actually number 3 overall in Europe. We've seen you at Knockhill before and the car's had a bit of an upgrade, it would seem.
Yeah, it certainly has. I've got a wide arch body kit on it, a Rocket Bunny kit. It's running over 400 horsepower. It's about 100 mil wider either side as well, so yeah, it's highly modified.
How are you finding the tricky little confines of Paddock 2 for your Gymkhana today?
Yeah, it's easy. I'm not going to be lying to you, it's pretty easy today. It's good. It's good fun though.
Hi everyone, I'm Dave Christie, commentator for Knockhill Racing Circuit, and today I've kind of drawn the short straw. We're hosting SGK, which is the Scottish Gymkhana Championships. This is the first round, and they've so very kindly offered me a passenger ride. It's all about, oh my goodness me! Woohoo! Yeah!
Sorry I kept you waiting.
So the SLS Finals on the Saturday, reverse direction. A lot of drivers really starting to gel with the circuit and finding their feet and finding pace around Knockhill's twisty reverse direction outlay. Paul Tuff, a man who was on form all the way through it, but you have to see the Audi TT coming through the chicane there, making a little bit of a mess, and Alex wasn't happy with that. But they now go on board with Blair McConachie, a man who was extremely fast over the course of the weekend after having a bit of a disaster in qualifying and only managing 2 laps. Fiona Kindness passed the scene of her previous disaster at Superlap Scotland when she managed to put her big Nissan upside down, and we see everybody else getting a little bit of action as well. And look at George Rigby there, 2 wheels all the way down through Clark Corner, and that really was a bit of a heart in the mouth moment for George Rigby. Paul Rankin came out as the eventual winner in his big Subaru, very fast and flamboyant but very smooth also. So round 2 final results sees Paul Rankin win the Pro Class once again. That's 2 out of 2 for Paul Rankin. John Stevenson wins Class A and Wayne Sutherland wins Class B. Blair McConachie, the flying Blair McConachie, gets a great win in Class C in his Caterham. Keith Cowie wins D, Alison Moat wins Class E, and the busy Class F is won by Ian Pittman. Round 3 of Superlap Scotland, powered by Rockstar Energy Drink, sees us basking in the sunshine on Knockhill, and different from yesterday, well... we're back to the normal direction.
Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction.
George Rigby finished second yesterday in Class C, right behind the flying Blair McConachie. Although your lap, George, was somewhat interesting. Can you talk us through it?
I left the braking too late into Clark, so couldn't get on the line for turning into Clark's, and then I hit the sausage curb and nearly rolled over.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting moment in the car. I believe the onboard's got a few beeps that we will have to add for the television.
I might have said 1 or 2 X-rated words after I missed a couple of gears and hit the rev limit a few times after it, and realised I just made a complete mistake and the lap was away.
Thanks, George. Keep your eyes on George, especially through the course you're making some progress, and hopefully there's no more issues like yesterday at Clark's. We'll catch up with Jack Strathdee, who's in D-Class car now, and Jack, a different car for you. We've seen you competing at SLS before in a Focus, but now we see you in a diesel BMW estate. Why the change of car?
Basically, the Focus had some technical issues over winter, and it wasn't going to be ready for this year. Had a gap year last year to try and get the Focus ready, and we just had a couple underlying problems that sadly we couldn't fix in time. So rather than miss another year completely on motorsport, I thought, I've got a daily, we'll just sticker it up and away we go.
Fun to drive?
It's entertaining to drive. It's the Focus was a good laugh, and this is continuing the spirit of sideways or no ways, it appears, because I'm coming out the hairpin broad sideways and just got my hands full.
Feel the attraction.
Now some peace and quiet time with a good friend of mine and series sponsor Andy Napier from RA Motorsports. Andy, it's great to have you on board again for yet another year of SLS powered by Rockstar Energy Drink. You're not actually driving yourself right now. You have got a lot of cars out there that the RA Motorsport tag is on though.
We decided to take a year out this year. Obviously we've been with SLS from the very start. We have to concentrate on our customers, the cars in the championship. So a year out from us gives us a year to build a new car, concentrate on customers' car and the championship. We feel very lucky to be part of SLS, to be honest with you. We got in nice and early right at the start, and hopefully we'll be here for years to come. 67 entries today is phenomenal, and it's only going to get bigger and better every year.
We've got some nice weather today as well. Do you expect some fast times from your guys to be getting set down?
To be honest, we could actually do with a bit of rain with some of our cars, to be honest, but the weather's great for the spectators. It's great. It's a great day out for everyone and the family. It's a big event. It's getting busier as we speak.
So Sunday Super Lap Scotland sees qualifying action underway again. Good conditions for everybody, and look at Jack Strathdee there. It's great to see a first ever for SLS, a turbocharged diesel BMW out there. Jack's daily commute car, which he's brought to SLS after having a few issues with the Ford Focus, which he would normally compete in. The guy's getting to grips with this track early on Sunday. Matt Collins, though, grip, a bit of an issue for him. He certainly was in trouble with the back end of that Porsche. It was a little bit wayward through the course of it. As ever, the work in the paddock continues onto these cars, but guys getting faster and faster through the qualifying. George Rigby again was all action. We saw him on Saturday trying to roll the car, and on Sunday George was at it again. We will see that as it comes through the course. Paul Rankin very fast, but he had big pressure from this man in the pink car, Ian Donaldson, fast racer, and Donaldson was going to make sure that George didn't have it all his own way. Blair McConachie, another very fast man, and we go on board with him now. We're actually taking a look at both directions via Blair's look, so we can watch him coming down to Duffus at the top screen here and going through the hairpin on the bottom screen. Just watch those shift lights as he goes through the left-hander and starts braking for Scotsman at the top, and at the bottom, well, we're just heading towards Clark's now, so you can see the split in the track. McConachie comes out with Scotsman and powers down towards Butcher's narrow Clark chicane, and on the bottom screen he's now on the brake pedal hard for Clark's, going down the gears before turning in for his apex. Basically now he's looking at himself coming down the back straight, and McConachie is just about to cross over, and we'll see just how close these two laps are back to back, different directions. Bottom screen through the tricky Arnold Clark chicane, the left right over the crest hill. You've got to watch those cones here, you don't want to be touching that. Meanwhile at the top screen he's hard on the power up the gears towards the hairpin. The all-important hairpin. You've got to get the car slowed down the gearbox, get it turned in and not have oversteer on the exit. But on the bottom screen, he's already hard on the power up the main straight, heading towards the Beatson's Rockstar Energy Drink bridge. Let's see what the difference between these two laps are as he crosses the line, which is now absolutely nothing in that. In Paddock 2 there was the Japanese show cars. There was Japanese cars everywhere. Subarus, Nissans, you name it, Toyotas, they were all there. Great cars, very fast cars. A lot of time and effort being put into these cars, and as ever we had the drifting demonstration at lunchtime. The drifting demonstration always brings a huge crowd and a lot of smoke. Matt Miller was out there in his Subaru, who had been doing the Gymkhana on the Saturday, and he gave us a lovely bit of drifting demonstration on the Sunday. The drag racing, another crowd favourite, and look at the smoke coming off the back of that car. Excellent to see. The SLS Finals, a bit of a shower of rain just before the final brought chaos to the track. Competitors slipping off left, right and centre, and Stephen McNabb, the perfect lap winner from the Saturday, having a mechanical failure on his outlap. Alistair Phillips was another spinner, caught it by the damp track at Scotsman Corner, and that was his Super Lap final done for the day. The quick golf for Ewan Begley was making progress, and look at the amount of diesel coming at the back of Jack Strathdhee's car. The Abarth 500 of Marten Bonner now underneath the bridge, and Marten might give us a graphic example of what happens if you don't warm those tyres up on the outlap. Turns in, bit of oversteer, snaps back, and a big spin for the very fast Marten Bonner there, who gets quicker with every SLS round as he goes through Leslie's in the wrong direction. Guys struggling with wet weather because there was a few showers throughout the course of the finals. Paul Tuff though, he didn't have any issues with the weather. Either did Fiona Kindness. We see Fiona a little bit of understeer coming through the hairpin there, but ultimately a nice drying track. George Rigby again, look at that, we promised you more action from Rigby, and he's in the gravel like exiting chicane this time. Ian Donaldson, an uncharacteristic mistake at the hairpin, runs wide, something we don't see him doing very often, snatches a break on the way in, into the gravel, and ultimately that cost him the Superlap Scotland final. Also, there might have been a little bit of track cutting at the chicane. Paul Rankin come through to take another victory, and Paul Rankin this year is Mr. SLS. In for the final end of the day, the trophy winners all up for their presentation, and Paul Rankin once again wins the Pro class. From John Stevenson, Fee Kindness this time wins Class B, Blair McConachie C, Keith Cowie wins Class D, Alistair Moat wins E, and again Scott Robson in that busy Class F today takes a victory in his Lotus Elise. King of the Hill standing sees Paul Rankin top with 119 points, pushed hard though by Class E, Alistair Moat and Fee Kindness. We hope you've enjoyed rounds 2 and 3 of Superlap Scotland powered by Rockstar Energy Drink. We'll see you next time.
Forever and a day, but now we're out here together.